Alright, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on, guys? Flyby Simulations here, and as you guys can see today, we are doing some discovery flights with some fantastic background music that's very uplifting. I did not expect that, but I always do these discovery flights whenever... Actually, I'm going to turn that down a little bit here. I always do these discovery flights every time a new World update is released, and as of today, January 31st at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, World Update 7 has dropped for Microsoft Flight Simulator covering Australia. So I always do these just to get acquainted with the region. I normally fly airliners, so I rarely get the opportunity to relish some of the outstanding sort of attention to detail that Asobo puts into these World updates by doing some VFR flying. And this time, however, I'm going to be doing this sort of first impressions video where I'm going to be flying live and doing all of these discovery flights, starting with Gold Coast today. So here we are. This is Gold Coast. I have been here in real life, and I was actually flying in Australia just the other day, doing a flight from, I think, Sydney to Auckland in the 787, and I can definitely tell that there's been some updates made to the terrain mesh. All of this stuff looks very, very detailed, and they have obviously upped the photogrammetry and everything for these areas as well, so it's very cool to see how much attention to detail has been made. Now, when I visited this place back in 2019, I'd like to say, or 2018 maybe, is a better estimate. Actually, no, 2019. I think it was 2019. It was absolutely beautiful. It's one of the most sort of amazing jaw-dropping places I've visited in my life. I lived in an Airbnb in probably one of these long skyscrapers. This Q1 tower actually, I think, happens to be the tallest tower in all of Australia with a height of about, I think it was above 1,000 feet, so it's pretty important. Population of Gold Coast is around about 700,000 people. That's the limited amount of research I've done. Yeah, this music is really, really, really uplifting right now. I just feel like we're going on some sort of Lord of the Rings quest into Gold Coast. But yeah, look at that. That's what the Gold Coast is all about. The brown sandy beaches that overlook the entirety of the city, and then sort of that expanse of the South Pacific Ocean into nothingness for miles and miles and miles. But yeah, the photogrammetry has been upped considerably, as we can see, and let's try to take a look at some of these points of interest. So you have to get it in the center of the screen. There's Mermaid Beach right in front of us. I don't remember which beach I visited. I know that I lived on one of these buildings. Actually, wait, I think it was the one on the right. This one. It might have been that building. That's where my Airbnb might have been. Because I remember I was very close to the ocean, and every morning I used to wake up and go into the balcony, and I was treated to a beautiful view of the South Pacific every morning. Look at the sunlight glistening off of that water over there in the distance. Looks beautiful. Alright, so we don't want to go too far. The plan is to basically just loop back around and go and land at Gold Coast International Airport, just a cheeky little landing, just so we can actually discover all of the places we have on offer. We don't want to spend too much time with just one place. Gold Coast is beautiful, don't get me wrong. We might be coming back here in future videos, but I do also want to visit Sydney and Perth and Melbourne and stuff like that. I know that Craig from this channel is from Perth, so... Good day to you, Craig. If you are watching this video right now, I will be visiting your hometown just very quickly here. Let's go back and try to land at Gold Coast International Airport, which is probably towards the east from our present position here. Let's try that. There we go. Man, I love these discovery flights. It's a great way to just see what Asobo has done with the place, and just to see all the effort that goes behind publishing one of these World updates for it to then be pooped upon by the rest of the community. But nah, I appreciate all of this way more than that can be said. That being said, though, there are some issues that the simulator needs to fix. I'm not saying that it's perfect, but Asobo is definitely, you can tell that they're a very dedicated developer. Now, I do know that there's going to be quite a few elevation changes over here, so you can leave the flight whenever you want using joystick button 14. That would be a very helpful tip, simulator, if I knew what joystick button 14 was. I don't. Yeah, I don't want to fly too low because I don't want to crash. That would be quite anticlimactic as the first discovery flight. We discovered that we can crash. Let's get some power in and let's pull out of here. Beautiful. Wow. Beautiful. Can't wait to do one of these, a full flight. Somebody in the comments, I think Graphite Games, said he wanted a flight with a 787, so I will oblige. Maybe we'll do a Qantas 787 flight from Singapore, which is my home city. Not home city, but I lived there for a considerable period of time. I am from India, but maybe from Singapore to Sydney, that might be a cool flight to do. Yeah. Now, I would like to see some more water masking happening over here, because I remember when I was landing here from Sydney, that's where I came to Gold Coast from, because we were visiting the country. It was a big family trip, me, my parents, my grandparents, and everybody, back in 2018, I'd like to say. But I remember that while landing in that Boeing 737-800 Qantas, I could see significant water masking over here on the left side. So lots of greens, lots of blues, lots of cerulean blue hues, but it's kind of lacking over here. So I'd like to see a little bit more of that included in future correction updates if possible. But anyways, let's get into the flight deck here. It's very noisy, but let's try and see if we can get a smooth landing over here. Lots of creaking we can notice. This is what happens when I don't fly VFR aircraft too much. But look at the level of detail we can see outside the window itself. Those roads, even the dividers, and all the ground markings on the roads itself. Very well done. Okay. We have 4 whites. Let's get that down to 2 reds and 2 whites. Coming in. We are pointing downwards, so we want to change that. Continue going down a little. Keep coming back down on that power. I haven't extended the flaps. There we go. There's that balloon effect we're getting. Ooh. There we go. Coming down on the power. 60 knots. 57. We're still dropping. Trying to make those piano tiles over there in the distance. Coming down. Alright, let's idle that power. Let's come down nice and gentle. Flare. Beautiful. Whoa.
What a nice touchdown.
There we go. Guys, I just realized I never extended the landing gear. I thought this aircraft had landing gear extended from the get-go, but I was wrong, so we just landed belly flat onto the runway. That's a problem for Gold Coast authorities to clean up now. Let's move on to the second Discovery flight. Let's go on to Sydney. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so welcome to Sydney again with that uplifting ass music. It really throws me off sometimes. But yes, I have been to this place at least twice in my life, and it is beautiful. I mean, it has vistas, long vistas in the distance. Let's get outside and let's explore some of the places that have been given the required attention to detail by Asobo and Orbex here. So let's get the power up and see what we have to see. The cloud structures over there in the distance look absolutely fantastic. But I'm trying to get the throttle up here. I don't know if I'm flying correctly or not. But anyways, look at this, guys. Clifton Gardens over there in the distance, 1.83 kilometers. Let's head over to downtown and then do some of these periphery regions. Kingsford International Airport is right in front of us, around about 14 kilometers. We're not going to be hitting that right now. Let's check out some of the stuff here. I can see Opera House over there. Some maritime vessels over here. Let's see how much detail those have. Clark Island in front of us as well. Everything's loading in the distance as well. Obviously, this is a very populated city. And I think Sydney is one of the largest cities in Australia as well, with a population of around about 5 million people. Look at that. That looks like some sort of oil tanker, and that's definitely a freighter ship over there. And we're coming up on Opera House here. So let's see. Oh, isn't this the sort of Navy museum or something like that? I think I've been here a couple times, or maybe I'm completely wrong, and somebody from Sydney in the comment section is going to point out that that is absolutely not what that is. But look at that. I've definitely been to Opera House, and I've taken pictures everywhere here around here. Sydney Harbour Bridge right in front of us as well. Yes, Opera House has definitely been updated. Before this, it wasn't this detailed, for sure. Let's try and fly under this Harbour Bridge. I wanted to do the whole, they have this thing where you can go up on the Harbour Bridge itself and climb it. I wanted to do that, but we never ended up doing it. Too many old people on the trip with us, so didn't have the opportunity. They also have, I remember this sort of amusement park thing here as well. I think I've been here along with one of my mom's friends, if I remember that correctly. But yeah, not too good of a memory over there. There's Luna Park over there as well. Let's continue flying over to those tall skyscrapers over there, speaking my language. They're calling out to me, and so is this music. Honestly, I want to know what track this is. I might add this to my Spotify playlist. I'm one of those people that don't necessarily listen to mainstream music. I listen to a bunch of inspirational tracks and inspirational music and stuff like that. So if you guys want to know my Spotify playlist, I'll link it down in the description section if anybody's interested remotely on a flight simulation channel. But yeah, I don't like sort of mainstream kind of music for some reason. Instrumentals is more my kind of thing. But anyways, here we have it. I wish this update were here when I was making my New Horizons cinematic video for the start of the year, because I do have some beautiful night shots of Sydney as we fly up under the Harbour Bridge, as well as come up over the Sydney CBD. So, oh wow, look at that. It has some sort of writing on top of that as well. What does it say? Westfield? Westfield. So it looks like the tallest tower here in Sydney. Looks nice. Let's take a look at that as we pass it. Beautiful. Let's take a nice left turn. Oh, look at that. That's a thumbnail right there. If we crash, it won't be much of a thumbnail, but we tried. Ooh, look at that. Is that the Sydney cricket ground? All my Indian fans who love cricket, as well as Australians, I'm not going to lie, but India cricket is indeed a religion, so you guys might know what this is. Might be the SCG. Is it? I am not absolutely 100% sure, but we will find out. Sydney Football Stadium, and right next to it, we also have, please tell me this is the SCG. Sydney Cricket Ground. There we go. Look at that. This is spazzing out on me. There we go. That's a little more stable. And we missed Sydney Cricket Ground. My bad, guys. What is this? Looks like some sort of horse racing track or something like that. I remember when I went here, I was living in an Airbnb as well. We love Airbnbs in my family. We don't like living in hotel rooms because Airbnbs sort of offer a more authentic living experience, and you sort of get to imbibe in the culture of the place. You know, interact with the locals, interact with some neighbors and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. But I remember seeing a blood moon one of those nights when I was staying here, and it was right above the ocean, probably over there in that distance, in the direction that we are flying right now. And it did look fantastic. So, hoping to see some more blood moons this year in our virtual skies by means of Microsoft Flight Simulator. And the airport is right there. We're flying parallel to one of the runways. Anyways, let's turn base. Botany Bay. Let's go over to Botany Bay. This is some true VFR flying. We're using real landmarks to be able to come back and land over at majestic Sydney Kingsford. We'll go ahead and land at the runway on the left side as compared to the right side. There we go. Let's come down here. Let's start slowing ourselves down. We don't want the same situation as last time. The Cessna Skyhawk does have fixed landing gear, so we don't have to worry about retracting it and doing a belly flop landing like we did in Gold Coast. There we go. There's the runway. And I really don't want to go inside the flight deck because it's going to make a whole ton of noise, but we have to do that just to preserve authenticity. We are a flight simulation channel. We're not a sightseeing channel. Let's try to see if we can reduce that altitude. Trying not to crank up those engines. Don't want to hear too much of that propeller noise. I'm going to try and edit it out for you guys, but it's really bad for me in this cockpit right now. Alright, around about 70 knots. We have flaps fully extended. We're coming in for that short final. Beautiful. Look at us. No wind. We're not fighting any of the elements here apart from the air. And beautiful. Now I do have Fly Tampa, Australia, Sydney scenery, but I did take it out before filming this video, so we can actually check out what the place looks like by Asobo themselves. And to be honest, Fly Tampa is better. It's a payware product after all, so... Alright. So let's start reducing the power and let's start coming down here. Runway 34 left. And let's start pitching up. Now we're level with the horizon. 60 knots, 59 knots. We don't want to plummet. We don't want to plummet. There we go. Let's keep pitching up, pitching up. There we go.
Nice landing. I'm impressed.
Thank you, man. I forgot I had FS Realistic turned on. I'm not gonna lie, that scared the living poo-poo out of me, but that's alright. Slow ourselves down. And welcome to Sydney Kingsford International Airport, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, no more wasting time. On to our next place. Let's check out Melbourne. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Melbourne. Now, Melbourne, according to the little bit of description I saw right before starting the Discovery flight, is the second most populous region in Australia with just over 5 million inhabitants. It has some of the tallest buildings in Australia, after Gold Coast, of course, that has the tallest building, but there's the second and the third tallest building over here in downtown Melbourne as well, including something called Australia 108, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it has a bunch of suburban patchworks, a bunch of trendy and classic recently constructed structures, and a bunch of other stuff that we can check out here. So we have, we're currently flying over some water. Again, we have fixed landing gear, so we don't have to worry about planting the aircraft onto the runway with just its belly. So that's good. Now, in stark contrast to what we saw with Gold Coast and Sydney, this place is clearly more suburban. You can see a lot more vegetation, a lot more trees, a lot more barren lands in the distance over there as well, past South Kingsville, which is 3.75 kilometers away from us, over there on the left side. And yeah, as we did in the past, we're going to go ahead and fly towards downtown Melbourne. I don't even, to be honest, know where the airport is. Yankee Mike Lima, I think that's the international airport for Melbourne. But we'll try and figure things out. We'll see if we can find the airport and go land at it eventually. But if not, and if it's too far away, then we'll just check out some of the sites here, and then we'll cut to the next Discovery flight that we have on our booking list today. So we're flying over some sort of bridge right now. Lots of traffic, clearly, going to show that this is a very populous city. It's the capital of Victoria, I think. That's the state. And is that a cricket ground again? I know how to sort of spot these cricket grounds. Is that the MCG, Melbourne Cricket Ground? We saw the SCG in Sydney. That might be. That's a point of interest. Yeah, that definitely has to be the MCG, most probably. Maybe. I don't know. We have downtown we're flying over right now. We can actually, let's do a little loop and come back and fly through those buildings. Try to make this a little bit more interesting. What do you guys say? We also have some sort of red structure over there on the bottom left of the screen. I don't know if you guys can see. Kensington. What is that? Again, this video, if any other video requires some sort of audience interaction, it's going to be this one, ladies and gentlemen. So if I have any viewers from Australia who are familiar with this region, I'd love to get acquainted with the region if you guys explain some of these places that I'm seeing on the screen. Both for me as well as, it's called Marvel Stadium. I don't know what that is. Yeah, it's not just for me, but it's also for the other people watching this video. They might be able to look at your comments and actually understand and contextualize the beauty of this place. Melbourne Cricket Ground over there is in the distance, so we're going to go over there. I know my next destinations. Melbourne Cricket Ground is past downtown. Now I know. Look at that. Yeah, photogrammetry has definitely been upped. You can definitely see more detail on buildings, roads, structures, and everything like that. There we go. Yeah, definitely some tall buildings here as well. Kind of gives me a New York kind of vibe, especially with that building in front of us. Looks like the Chrysler right here on the on top of our left wing, and that is the Melbourne Cricket Ground that we're heading for right now. One of the largest and most prestigious cricket grounds in the world. I don't know if it's the largest, but it's definitely the most prestigious. One of the most prestigious, apart from Lord's and other ones in England. Wow, look at that. Oh, don't do that. We're just going to look at it from the back. There we go. Nice. It does take a hit on my frames a little bit. I don't know why, but yeah. Hawthorne East in the distance. uplifting music in the background. Clouds and vistas over there in the expanse. What more do you want from virtual skies than this, ladies and gentlemen? Tell me. I'm dying to know. Collingwood. There is a street like that in Vancouver. Collingwood Street. I lived there when I first traveled to Vancouver to get settled in my university. But yeah, I think the airport might be a little far away, ladies and gentlemen. We might either have to set it down in a field somewhere. I don't know if this aircraft is capable of that. Looks like it, but I'm definitely not going to be traveling 14 or 15 kilometers to try and head to an airport. That is not on the itinerary today. That's and from the looks of it, I can't even see anything. I can't even see any flat places to land, to be honest. So we might have to cut Melbourne short here and move on to the next discovery flight, which might be Darwin or Uluru. You guys will see in just a second. Oh, Melbourne International is over there in the distance, 21.6 kilometers. Yeah, we're not heading all the way there. There is a flyover down here, an overpass. Yeah, there's no clear way to land this aircraft, and I definitely don't want to go crashing it. So I will see you guys in the next discovery flight. Melbourne, just like Sydney and Gold Coast, looks beautiful. Look at that. There's the CBD, or downtown over there in the distance. A very beautiful skyline. And let's check out one of the other discovery flights. I'll see you there. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So taking a little bit of a detour and not looking at cities anymore, let's take a look at Uluru, or the Ayers Rock. Which has been sculpted over millennia by the forces of nature. And you guys can clearly see that this almost looks like we're flying over Mars or something. The redness in the surface down below. It's probably because of the iron-rich surface this place has, which is what makes our blood red. Hemoglobin. Anyways, detracting from that fact, there's tons of stuff here to look at. This place has been sculpted over a millennia by the natural forces involved, and it's actually a national park. That protects the monolith that has been formed over time. It's also a UNESCO World Heritage Site from my limited amount of research. Now, I think we are coming over here from the wrong distance. I would have preferred this to be done during daytime so we could actually take a look at some of this stuff. When it comes to tourism, I have seen that this place offers some nice dinner locations and stuff. So you have some beautiful spots down here that they have candlelight dinners for couples and stuff like that. So right under the stars and facing the Uluru with just nothingness in the beyond. So it's beautiful. So we have Malakata at 5.6 kilometers over there in the distance. I'm saying that since the sun is over there in front of us, let's go ahead and loop back towards Uluru so we can check it out. Or is that Uluru? I think Uluru might be that in the distance. This isn't even Uluru. This is Mount Olga over there. Let's fly over there towards Uluru. Alright guys, so we're coming up on the Juta dunes. I'm sorry. I am going to butcher some of these pronunciations. I think this is an Aboriginal territory, so some of the names are obviously a little more different, respectfully. But yeah, these are some sand dunes, I think, in the distance. So if you guys don't know, Australia is basically a giant desert in the middle. So on either coast, they have lively and thriving populations of people, but on the bottom, in the center of Australia is just a massive desert, geographically and topographically speaking. So, alright, so over to Ayers Rock. Let's see if we can get there fast. Alright, so we have Warayuki, 5.58 kilometers, and Kanchu Gorge, 5.35 kilometers. Pulari. All of these, again, sound like Aboriginal names. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. I would love to, be educated on all of these things. I do have a deep appreciation for the culture of the various places I visit using these discovery flights. It's a great way for me to educate myself as well as some of the others watching. So, would love to know. Uluru, 4.3 kilometers away. Finally, guys, we made it. It's getting darker, though, so I'm kind of sad that we're not going to be able to see Uluru, and we only have one pass. Technically, if we come around the other side, we're not going to be able to see the other pass because the sun is behind us right now. Anyways, there's some lights we see down there. Let's hope we can see some intricacies in the structure. I think that's what I was talking about. The candlelight dinners and stuff might be happening over there, as they have Uluru to one side, the sun to the other side, and the stars above them, as well as, well, hopefully the love of their lives in front of them, or some other person that they truly want to enjoy that meal with. There we go, we're above Uluru. That actually provides better saturation, so I'm going to keep it in that view, and hopefully we don't crash in front of us. Look at that. Can you imagine how this must have been formed ages ago? It's crazy. 500 feet. My GPWS is going to start going off. That's okay. Tapuchi, 1.75 kilometers. What is this? Yeah, we're flying above Uluru, guys. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to do this in real life, but that's why I love the simulator so much. I've been able to access parts of this planet that I live on that I would never have been able to access if not for these virtual skies brought to life by Asobo and Microsoft. Tapuchi, 0.45 kilometers away. What is this place? Anybody? Can anybody tell me? Is it just some sort of coal mine? What is that? We have some sort of structure here as well. Is that like a stadium, car park, fair? What is that? Let's take a look. Coming up on it. Looks like some sort of residential neighborhood along with some sort of like park or something like that. Looks cool. Anyways, so now that we've taken a look at everything that Uluru has to offer, let's move on to a different discovery flight. Let's go ahead and take a look at Darwin. Never been to Darwin, so let's take a look at it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Darwin, and I'm super excited to be in the Icon A5. What does this mean? We can essentially put this aircraft down in the water if we want to. The airport is over there to our left, but I'm glad to be back in some daylight scenery, I'm not gonna lie. It's better to look at scenery in this sort of condition, and look at the colors of the damn water down below us. Wow, this is better than Gold Coast. But yeah, this is again, it's the capital of the North Territory state in Australia. I don't know if you guys have states or territories or provinces. I don't know how it works in Australia, but it's the capital of Northern Territory. Has a population of around about 150,000 people. Sits in the in one of the gulfs, the Beagle Gulf or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. The skylines, however, even though it has a relatively small population compared to some of the other capital cities in Australia, such as Melbourne and Sydney, the skyline still is situated among some dense vegetative shrubbery and some tropical-looking trees. That's what it said in the description section of this discovery flight. It's also one of the most northern cities in Australia. Not one of the most, I think it's the northernmost city tip point. That's the Darwin CBD we're coming up on. Let's take a look. Let's get a closer look at the place and see the amount of detail that's been put in. The clouds look fantastic. I love these clouds. I wish this could be a preset. I'd love to use this more often. Okay, so definitely not as populous as Sydney or Melbourne. That's clear to see. Even the structures and some of the stuff that we can see here are not like super. What is happening? This thing is spazzing out. I think my joystick controller is broken. I'm gonna refrain from using that. Stokes Hill Wharf. Let's try to go down. See what we have here. Evolution on Cardineer. So this is the CBDA. It's quite small, as I suspected. It's nothing like Sydney or Melbourne, but it's beautiful regardless. I mean, having that water over there, that's one of the things that I really like about Australia. All of these major cities in Australia none of them are landlocked. They all have water next to them, apart from a few, I'm pretty sure. Like, I don't know about Adelaide. Does Adelaide have water nearby? I think it does. But yeah, it really elevates the beauty of the place. I love water. I'm a big fish. Stokes Hill Wharf. There we go. Where did I do whale watching? I remember I've done whale watching in Australia as well. They have an airport over there 27 kilometers away as well, but hey, we're in an Icon A5, which means we can technically just land over here in this water if we want to. I'm not going to. We're going to check this place out a little bit more, so let's go up full power. And let's climb up out of here. I love this simulator, man. Honestly, this is... And I don't know if you guys have seen the cockpit of this aircraft. It looks like a car. It looks like an actual car. So, it's like a car just travels, like transforms into a plane. And then you can just land wherever you want. I think it also has landing gear, if I do want to land on... Yeah, it does. There you go. So, let's put that back. Charles Darwin. Oh, is this named after... Oh, now I can understand some of the like links to evolution and everything. There's a museum of the... No, Northern Territory, but... there's that evolution reference over there in the distance as well. Was Charles Darwin Australian? I am not sure. But that's so cool. This entire city is named after Charles Darwin, the guy who came up with the theory of evolution, of modern evolution. Damn. You learn something new every day, and you learn something every day when you're learning from flyby simulations. Am I correct, ladies and gentlemen? 100% am. Self-proclaimed. Look at those trees. Okay, so I think that's the airport. So you guys want to just go ahead and land there with that in the background? That sounds like a plan to me. I do want to put it down in the water though, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to go past the airport and then I'm going to put it down in the water over there in the northwest. Darwin International, yeah. This is the international airport that serves this city. Yeah, but no, 100%. There's going to be way more flights that I'm going to be doing in Australia and stuff like that in the future. So full flights with the 787, the 747, the A320, the CRJ, now the Twin Otter. We have some non-normal operations we can do here as well. Yeah, tons of exciting stuff in the pipeline. So be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you guys get notified every time I do upload one of those videos. All right, let's pull away from this. Actually, let's do a quick flyby of the airport itself. Check it out. Orbex has put in significant amount of effort into revamping some of these airports as well, so it'll be cool to check out. We have a beeping tower here. Is that the ATC tower? No, the ATC tower is over there on the right side. This is maybe just some sort of beacon. Yeah, runway 36. We're overflying. Look at that. Okay, let's go over to the left and land it in the ocean. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, coming up to Fanny Bay. You want to just go and set it down here gently, over to the left a little bit, just so we can have the skyline in the distance over there. I still can't get over the fact that there was that Darwin reference that I just got. So much history associated with every single city. It's crazy. Okay, let's try to bring the power back, and let's set the flaps down, getting that balloon effect. And Cullen Bay over there in the distance as well. Let's try and see if we can set this down gently. Let's get back into the cockpit. There we go. Getting that speed back down to 65 knots. Ooh, paying attention to the wrong thing there. 60 knots. All right. Power back, power back. Come on. There we go.
Nice landing, as always.
Thank you. Wow. That FS realistic guy always scares me. Never fails to creep me out. Okay. Let's try and see if we can brake. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is almost like we're on a boat now. Mindle Beach right in front of us. Those guys must have seen a nice, cool, gentle landing into the sea. Anyways, on to our last and final discovery flight. I think it's Perth, so let's go ahead and take a look at that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Perth. It is located in Western Australia, and it is one of the most one of the most notable, if not the most notable city here. It has a population of just about 2 million people, so it's, I think, the 4th most populous city in Australia, if I'm not mistaken. And pilots are treated to some beautiful vistas of the Indian Ocean, as well as a few, I think there's something called a Swan Lake here as well. Some nice buildings in the region. We have downtown over there in the distance. I can see it. And yeah, again, tons of stuff to check out. So let's go ahead and end this video off with a bang and check out Perth. I have been here now, although I don't recall having gone to mainland or like sort of downtown Perth. I remember being on the outskirts. I lived in this resort area, and then we went over to some vineyards to taste some nice wine. Alright guys, getting closer. Kings Park is around about 3.2 kilometers away, and downtown is approximately the same distance away. Let's turn towards it. We have some sort of a lot of orange roofed buildings here. Is there some sort of significance to that, Craig? Let me know. Okay, I've seen that a lot here in Perth specifically. Is that why the Perth Scorchers cricket team, is that why it's orange? Or is it because this place also gets very hot? I'm unsure. Let me know. Como? This almost sounds Spanish. Central Park. They have their own Central Park here in Perth, eh? Just like New York. 2.52 kilometers. However, Central Park here seems to be a building instead of an actual park itself. Why not call it Central Building? Right, some sort of bridge down here. Look at that. That almost looks like some sort of attraction or observatory or something. Alright, let's do a low flyby. Sorry. Of the Central Park over here. BHP. Rio Tinto. Rio Tinto. There we go. Let's go and kiss that tower. Oh, there's also some sort of... That looks like a cricket ground again. You know I'm a sucker for cricket grounds. Let's go and check this one out. Oh, there's also another stadium here. What is this? Let's check out both. We'll hit this with our right wing and then go and take an immediate left turn and go and see what that other stadium is. This is... Come on. Tell us. I'm literally flying directly towards you. Why can't you just tell me what this place is? Are you not going to tell me? The WACA ground. The Waka ground. Looks like it could be used for cricket. Looks like some South African grounds I've seen in the past. But yeah, it does have a pitch in the middle, so it very much could be used for cricket. But let's go in an Optus Stadium. Yes, this is the newest and latest cricket stadium based on the local telecommunication company Optus. I remember having gotten their card when I was there. It's either a telecommunication company or it's a public transportation company. I don't remember which one, but it's one of the latest stadiums here for cricket that's built. Look at the wooden texturing around it and stuff like that. And I don't think it can be used for anything. Look at that. They also have the American football or rugby poles over there. Anyways, I think Perth International Airport was 10 kilometers or something over in that direction. So let's try and head in that direction and come up with a beautiful landing. I think it's over here on the right side. There we go. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. So the airport is right around our 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. So we're making that base leg turn and trying to come in for a landing on one of those runways we see. So let's try and see if we can succeed. Midland over there. At our 10 o'clock. There we go. There's Perth. We'll use this point of interest, whatever this is. I don't know what it is, as our final. South Guildford. As our final turn to final. Alright, let's set the flaps down. Again, a very shoddy landing. I'm not trying to make these landings amazing, but it's just about getting the aircraft down safely. So... in the flight deck, a lot of noise, and we will get the power down just so we can avoid that noise, and get 2 reds and 2 whites in the pappies. A little high here. That's okay, we can correct for it. Nice. Let's level it out. That's it. I understand, simulator. You've given me that advice like 18 times. I get it. I do not wish to leave this aircraft anywhere. I'm going to set it down gently, and I'm going to park it at one of those terminals. There we go. 3 whites and 1 red. Correcting that glide. 2 reds and 2 whites. Perfect. Coming in nice and easy. Maintaining about 60 knots. As soon as we pass that threshold, if I can speak, I will idle the power. There we go. Idling the power slowly. And we're going to start pitching the aircraft up and trying to make those piano tiles. Over there, we're stalling. There we go. Beautiful.
Nice landing, as always.
Thank you. Appreciate it, man. As usual. Alright. Welcome to Perth International Airport, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys enjoyed this flight. Alright, tell you what. We're going to go ahead and take a right turn here and park at the terminal as I give my concluding remarks on what I felt World Update 7 has to offer and what it looks like. Anyways, so yeah, guys, as I said before, I always do this. Every time a new World Update comes out, it's just a good way for me to pay homage and respect to the developers behind these sceneries who put in tremendous amount of effort, tremendous amount of work to be able to get these to our simulators. And it's a good way to sit and appreciate them. The discovery flights are added for people who want to see the places they're flying to. And since I only fly airliners, I rarely get the opportunity to, you know, sort of appreciate all of the nuances of these VFR landmarks and structures that have been added to the simulator. And yeah, I'm super excited to be able to check out everything that Australia has to offer. There's tons of stuff that even in this video, in this long video relatively for my channel, we haven't been able to check out, such as so many observatories and, you know, like satellites and telescopes that they have, as well as some beautiful structures around Australia, especially Central Australia, that we didn't even check out in this video. I'm excited to do all of that in the future and basically create videos for you guys. So if you guys do enjoy what you guys are seeing on the channel right now, be sure to like this video. It really truly does help me out. You guys don't understand how much. For a small channel with just about 4,000 subscribers, not even, we're pretty close actually. We're just about 50 subscribers away from that. So if you haven't subscribed, please do. But for a small channel like mine, operating in a niche market such as flight simulation, it is very hard to get a loyal following and a steady viewership. So any support that you guys throw my way is very, very appreciated. Anyways, we're just going to go ahead and try and park this aircraft. Try to make it central. Now, I've never flown this aircraft, so I don't know where the central wheel would lie. There we go. That's it. Let's pause it over there. Let's see how we did. Yeah, no, we were completely off, but it's okay. We're a small aircraft. We'll manage. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, make sure to comment. Let me know what you guys thought. Answer some of those queries that I presented across the video. Craig, you're a guy from Australia. I'd love to hear from you in the comments as well. And yeah, join my Discord server. That's a very cool place to be. You can discuss anything aviation, aerospace, flight simulation, anything of that sort in a safe space. It's a small, but it's a thriving community. Yeah, guys, thanks for flying by, and look forward to some future videos very, very soon.